G'day, it's Glenn again, and I'm going to be taking you through this next tutorial video on the LIMS system. Previously we looked at loading new learners. Now we're going to look at the basics of how to load a new project. So you may have a new project you want to load and you want to put it on the LIMS system and start that through its processes of getting an SOP number, enrolling the learners. So what is the basics? What are the first things you need to do to start that whole process? Well, I'm glad you asked, and we're going to tackle that right now. So in the previous video I also talked about the two different testing environments and the live environment. If you're just brushing up on your skills and there's an actual project that you're busy working on, use the live environment. If you're new, you've never used the PMI system, the PMI LIMS system, and you want to just learn and have the ability to make mistakes and not have any bad consequence to that, you're going to want to use the test environment. And in the previous video I gave you these details, that URL or the website address. Go ahead and use that, as well as the login details, the username and password, username super, password 123. Go ahead and use that. If you want to pause the video now and put that into your web browser, again we want you to use Google Chrome. If you don't have that, you can use other ones. We can't guarantee good results from there, but we use the web browser Google Chrome. Please would you do the same. So go ahead, hit pause, put that in if you want to do some testing. So you might be back now, so let's just go straight to Google Chrome and put in those details. Mine already in. I'm just going to hit login. Okay, so your question, how do I load a new project? To do that, you go to Projects and Programs. Now, immediately you're going to see, if you've already used the system, you might say, hey, I can't see skills programs, I can't see higher education. We've hidden certain things from certain users just because we don't want other people the ability to fiddle with other people's projects. We try to keep it all nice and segregated. It's called segregation of duties, so that we can keep control and security going. There's a couple of other times I'll talk about the segregations of duties, that the QA team can do certain things, apprenticeship people can view certain things, you won't be able to see them. First instance we can talk about now, project suspension, termination, exit, compliance. If you're a project coordinator and you're on the live site, you may not be able to see those. If you can, it's probably not a good thing, but if you can't, that's fine. Don't worry, don't panic, it's fine. That's the way it's supposed to be, because the QA team, they tackle those type of things. Then you might be able to see suspension. So you want to load a new project, click on Learnership System Projects. At the top here, these, what we call tabs, there's a couple of them, but basically those are the different stages of the project. It's from new to the SOP number requested. That you won't probably see if you're on the live system and a project coordinator, but the QA team, they'll be able to see that, and that's where they put in the project's SOP number. Once they've done that, and pushes the project into this next screen over here, SOP number assigned, where you'll be able to see your project there. Then once you've enrolled learners, then it's going to push the project over to reviewed projects. Once you put in the basic details, you find your project over here, you've clicked on it. Once you've put in the contact session dates, POE submission dates, all that other more meaty details about your project, once you've done that, then it'll push your project into this state, scheduled projects. When your project has been through the system or through the workflow up until this point, only then can you start capturing attendance, POE submissions, and unit standard competency, and also pulling off reports for various things. So I hope that made sense. But your big question is, I want to make a new project, one with very basic details. How do I do that? Click on New Projects, click on Add Projects. The first thing you need to do is put in project name. Now, by this stage, you should have already been liaising with your QA team. They should have already given you an SOP number. That will change in the future once we can get them to their processes of allocating an SOP number. Once we put that onto the system, we will do that. But in the meantime, just carry on with your current process. But they're going to give you a name, the naming convention. Let me just get it from here. I'm going to paste it in. Ref, there's your SOP number, your region, a shorthand code for the qualification that you're going to choose, the site, and the year. So this is my project. Start date, let's say it's going to be starting on the 1st of May. End date, let's say It's going to be ending on the 30th of June. 50% moderation, let's say that's going to be around, I don't know, 12th to 2nd of June. 100% moderation. You obviously have all this information by now. 100% moderation, 27th of June. That's a good qualification. Let's use this one. National Certificate Wholesale and Retail on NQF Level 2. Fantastic. Company, let's say it's 3M. Division, let's make it internal. Branch, I'm in Gauteng, so let's say branch is the Kempton Park branch. Region, make it Gauteng. Host site, let's put it at Toyota Gauteng. Again, you'll know this information. Coordinator or project coordinator, that's you. Put yourself in there. Search for yourself there. Glenn Joe Johnson, that's me. Student count 10. Alright, if you want to go and pause if you're busy teaching yourself, you want to pause the video now and go and try that yourself, please go ahead. Now you're back. Hopefully you can save it. If you don't click initialize, it won't move your project from initialize to SOP required. So I've just saved it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I go back to projects, you will see that it's still here under new projects. It's not initialized. It hasn't been sent to the QA team to say, please capture your SOP number here. So if I edit it and I click on initialize, then suddenly it disappears from the new projects list and it appears under the next tab, the next phase, SOP number required. Again, I said this before, but if you're a project coordinator, you're not going to see this SOP number required tab at all, but the QA team can. They'll get an email notification saying that you've loaded a new project. They need to log into the system, search for that project, and give it an SOP number. So this is what they do. Click on here, put in the SOP number 556, save it, and assign it. As soon as they click assign, then it's going to move that project on to the next phase, which is, so it's disappeared from SOP number required. They can't see it anymore, but you can. You're going to see here 556 over here. There's your project. And there you can go into the next section where you can start linking learners to your project. That's going to be covered in the next tutorial video, not in this one. So I hope this has been helpful. Again, if there's any questions or things that don't make sense, try again, try in the test environment, or ask somebody who's using the LIMS system in your area. There's bound to be someone that knows. Otherwise, you can just find out through emailing somebody from the support services, from the operations support services. Okay. Hope it's been helpful. Cheers.